are not marked. So if you have the birth dates and everything in just exact certain
All right.
an Ekron. Okay. So it shows this change explanation, usually down here. So what I'm doing is, as a data doctor, I just worked on this. And that isn't what I wanted. I want the prefix and names. So this is error 753. And up here, I identify myself as a data doctor because this is not a profile I manage. I add my V key and my F key are not working. So I have to try to, and this was an error. And nickname name is correct. So I want to full save the changes that I made. And I'll go back to the edit screen, and at the bottom where it said, I haven't removed this yet, nickname name is correct. And this is a false suggestion because it's not a prefix, it's part of his nickname. So I mark that as false. Let me see if I can refresh this. Okay, so not corrected won't do anything to change it. It's just like a comment. Comment and not corrected will leave it the same. To get rid of it because it's a false suggestion, you would mark it as a false suggestion. We'll get to that in a little bit.
To be honest, this Marion Joyce is a distant family member off of somebody else's family tree that I don't really know the person. So I think it's correct, but I don't really know, to be honest.
Okay. Well, we could go here and see if there's, did you see what I did there?
Yes. Yeah, I was looking at this morning the same way you are, and it shows a male named Marion, and the computer flagged that.
Those sources. You always want to go to the actual record. Well, Marion is a male. From that, and when you use find a grave, I know I'm rushing through this a little bit, but Marion is a male. You always want to, from a find a grave, is use the view source, which takes you to the actual citation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but finding that find a grave is better than I used to think it was.
Okay, so we're going to edit. And are you familiar with all these buttons?
No.
Okay, we'll go through them. So what I did was added a site. He passed away in 2004 and is buried in the, okay, so to cite the source as an inline citation, you click this button and paste the citation in
Okay, great.
Oakland Memorial Cemetery. And I want to add that info, Oakland. And my V doesn't work.
You need a new keyboard?
I think I need a new computer.
Oh my goodness.
So I'll just copy. And I can't do Control V. I have to paste in Clarksville, comma, Arkansas. Okay. Now this line right here, and there are instructions within the Data Doctors project that we'll go through. You have to change this to the memorial template. And that's 2 curly brackets, replace with a capital A, highlight that, and do a pipe, which is a shift key above the enter key. Chloe, what do you want? What? Okay, so this time I added sources and did a little bio improvement. And it's not, okay, we'll fix this in a second. Do you hear my cat?
I do.
She's got a bug or something that she's chasing. So,
Fun.
okay, so it sets it up. It gives the number and then it puts the source below the sources heading where it should be, because this should be on every profile. These are the only required headings, is biography, sources with the references tag underneath it. And then when you put information below, you want to do :C also. And then with the asterisk, that's okay. And you would want an asterisk on this one. And one more change here. Okay, so we have this URL in both places, but we don't have a name and it just shows the link. To make it look cleaner, you want to click on this,
Yep.
which creates the format for the external link. So I'm just going where it says I'm replacing the example. Oops. Chloe, you are driving me nuts. She's kind of a demented rescue. She came out of a really bad, let me go back. I want to exporting situation in Atlanta.
Oh my
And
goodness.
there were like 100 cats in an 11 by 14 shed in metal cages stacked on top of each other. So you can imagine how horrific that was. I got her 10 years ago. Okay, so we have that mark ahead. And we want to put in a space. And there's my F key. So I have to copy this. It's really frustrating. Okay, space. I want to paste that F. And it won't let me. Let's try this. Here. See if I can use this. Okay, there we go. So it starts underlining as the name is put in. No F. Maybe it'll self-correct. Profile or Period. Okay.
I'll come back later and put an F in there for you.
Oh, it's there. I got it.
Okay.
I just had to copy it from. Okay, so we'll do um, minor corrections and full save. And we'll go back. Copy that. And I'm a data doctor again. Paste. Okay, and I'm going to go down here and put in the same thing. Gender is correct. And which one do I mark? His gender is correct. The error is probably wrong. So that suggestion is wrong. So it's a false. And to do a full save, this box needs to be in orange, not gray. So I'm just going to go back and put in a period so it'll show up, and then full save. Full save.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Gradually, I'm learning to get better at first, when I first found WikiTree, I went real fast and I noticed I was making a lot of mistakes. So I've been trying to slow down but the
So you see how
style,
those look better.
yeah.
So do you use this root search?
Do I use root search? I'm not really that familiar with it.
Okay. So I would suggest you use root search, and it'll go to, you have to log in again. And we
Oh,
need,
yeah. I've clicked on it before, but I didn't get
so
see
you have
here.
to, it's just been a recent change that you have to go back and add your WikiTree ID, sign in again, and the profile number for the profile you're working on, and then it loads. So it inserts all the information from the profile, and you actually have 20 sites you can choose from. But it's always best with WikiTree being free to use free sources, and Family Search has good records. Since we know he has a file already, it should show up that he has. Was that him? Does he have a military? Yes, he does. Okay. So I go back to his search results. I want to click on the person. I want to see, okay, so he just has his marriage and a few records there. So I'll go back to the source. And I want to go to the record. This probably is not him because he was born then. He was born in, if I'm going too fast or confusing you, please let me know because I know I'm kind of jumping around. It's part of my keyboard issue and it's also part of the recent changes. So bear with me.
Well,
Okay,
you're
so
really good at this, and I'm that's my goal is to become good at this too. So,
okay, so
um,
And you got the video when we finish, so that'll be, you'll have that. See, okay, so no, that wasn't his draft record. We got that corrected. I'm just closing a few of these. Okay, here's a census. And we have a Social Security death index, so we can go there. It does give us birth date. It is the right person. So it shows birth date, death date, and you want to copy the citation. So that's copied to the clipboard. And we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so I'm going to go back to edit, and we do have the Social Security index is for both the born. We'll take this paragraph and move it because you want narrative in chronological order, and every narrative should have a reference. We can use this one twice. So I'm going to cite it and paste it. Now we use this once. To use it more than once, you can put in a ref name for the first instance, colon, and it leaves the citation there. When you use it a second time for his death, copy, Chloe. And at the end, you put in a space and a diagonal slash. And I have to get the end quote. Okay. So added sources, bio improvement. There's no suggestion I'm working on, so I don't need to mark that. So now you have this. Did I do it right? I did not. Even the best of us. Okay. This shouldn't be there. Reference name equals. That should be a colon. I'm not my best today, if you haven't noticed.
You're doing great.
Reference name. Okay. And then the close parentheses, close colon. So this is reference name equals. I'm really messing this up. All right, now I'll copy and put in that dash. So the first instance, you name it, and the second instance, that's all you need to use with that diagonal. And we'll say formatting. So now you have one, but it shows two different places where it is.
Wonderful.
And if you have their parents listed, you can copy them from the right side, which is maybe what you did, and put the space and the and in between. which is what you did there, or was done already on the profile. So now you see there's more room. You have a lot. You can get the census sources. You can build a profile from this. Do you want me to show you one that's done from basic information?
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Whatever makes you happy today. I'm just trying to learn as I go here,
I'm
and
making you
you're doing
happy
great.
today.
Uh,
Yes.
You're
Okay.
an example of what's really good at this. Who's
All
really
right.
good at this?
There's Data Doctors is part of the Profile Improvement Project. That's the parent project for the Data Doctors. So the Profile Improvement Project has a PIP voyage where you take 2 of your profiles and go through with a cruise director to get them in good shape. I did this last summer. So
Oh, nice.
Benji is my 3 times great grandfather. I had basic information, birth, death, marriage, census records, and this is what I came up with. So you can make a narrative from the census and add a table. And what I realized when I was going through the census records, just put in some 1870s showed what he owned in real estate. So I did the comparable search on the internet and put it in. His family had grown. And then I found that they lost 2 children when they were 16. Rebecca died of TB. And then their son, Benjamin, at 16, succumbed to a fever in 1875. Benji, that was his nickname, died of the fever a few months later, and they're on the same death register. So you see, I have the sources, but I also have a link to the death register.
Oh, yeah.
And when you go down to it, you see them together. Here's Benijah, and here's Ben F. Father and son on the same, died of fever. That makes me cry. Just,
Yeah, that's
but
sad.
this is the Keener Family Cemetery in Desi, West Virginia, and taking the picture. Now there's 2 ways. You see, there aren't any photographs on the right side, which happens if you, let me go back to yours. You didn't have, I know you had a picture on something.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So when you add an image to the profile, it shows up on the right side. The first 4 show up on the right side. If you don't want that to happen and you just want the photo within the text, like I have here,
Yes.
you can set up a free space page, and that would just be add new free space page under the add tab.
Okay.
And you see, I have a photo album set up for images where they do show on the right side. But when I go to that particular image, I have it here, I can use this code within the text. Back to his profile. So I'm showing this to you because you can copy a lot of the I'll show you how to set up a table from the family search profile. So going back to these, this is bold. This italicizes. This connects. this sets up for the WikiTree ID and the name. And that works for person profiles and free space pages. Okay. If you wanted to add additional headings, this is what sets it up with 3. And I'll show you a profile where you can, you normally don't use subheadings for life events like birth, marriage, children, work, that sort of thing. But if you divide a profile into sections, if you have a lot of information, that's when that comes in handy. And this does, you won't use this much. I use it a lot on free space pages. And I'm just going to go, because my F key isn't working real well, I'm going through it this way. So on the Data Doctors page, you have the sections by group. Here's one for the Find a Grave. And this gives you the instructions for the citation and the template. So where I have, this is actual WikiTree code. And when you use this, see how it sets up the no wiki. So the code shows on the profile. But this is a free space page where we want it to show. Normally, if you see code on the front of a person profile, you don't want that. But that's what that button does. And at the end of a table, I didn't do it here, but sometimes you want a line to separate so the text below it doesn't go to the right of the table. So it'll just put this little line.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And the last one, this is for categories. I'll go back to Marion. There it is. Okay. So another thing you can do for biographies is list the categories for their life events. So I click on this and start typing in, where was he from? He was born in Knowles, New. Okay, well, Knowles doesn't have, New Mexico doesn't have one. Let's try Clarksville. No V, Clarksville. He was in that cemetery, right? Clarksville. Clarksville isn't listed. Just for illustration, I'll try, I know there's one for the county. So it's Johnson. J-O-H-N-S-O-N. Arkansas. Okay, so see how it puts it in at the top.
Yeah.
And that's categorization. So now you're starting to build more as to is this clear what I'm doing?
Yeah, you're making his biography look nice and readable.
Okay, and we always go back to Dear Benji. I actually found his marriage record in the Fairbanks, Alaska Library. There was a little book in the genealogy section, and it's on my memory. A little booklet, Marriages in Braxton County, West Virginia, previously Virginia, 1830 to 1878. And there they were.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was in the year 1985 BC, before computers. I lived there for 5 years. So, okay. And the other thing are stickers. And there's a whole category of them. So you can go to United States project stickers, and that was Arkansas. Where would you say he spent most of his life?
I believe in that guy's Arkansas. Uh, uh, Marion Joyce Teague.
Let's see, did they live there all?
Oh, oh, I know why I remember that guy because his mother's got that cool name, Missouri Ann.
Oh, well, he's got a cool name too for a guy.
Yeah, yeah, they all do over there.
Maybe they were expecting a girl. Well, we're gonna call him Marion Joyce anyway. Let him get teased in school. Yeah, okay. So for the stickers, we could go to any state, and we'll go there's an Arkansas sticker. So you want to look at what it shows. Maybe he was a lifelong resident. Um, or we could copy and now categories go above the biography line. Stickers go anywhere below the biography. I usually put them right under so they're at the top of the page, but they can go anywhere above the sources heading. So we're just going to paste. We don't know if he was lifelong, so I'll just do resident. Is it raining? Yes, it's raining. Oh, and the cats are out. Hang on just a second. Okay, so we've got the sticker, and it should be double. Bioimprovement. How's that? Russ, can you give me just a minute to go get the cats?
Yes, yes. I'm going to cats in. And who is this? I can't remember. She's been going real fast, so this is my cousin something. Your grandpa's uncle is this guy, and his father. I don't know. Anyway, he's married to Delia Delia Pointer. Delia Pointer's mother is Missouri. No.
I'm back. I got one from out under the deck, but the other I can't find right now.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. So that's, I think, the first one you listed.
That was one of my suggestions was had the problem name and my ones I was proud of is something else from the survey.
Right.
But you corrected it already and it disappeared from my suggestion bar. So
Okay. So when you've already done a suggestion, I'm going to go to this Zoom bar's in the way. This is our project management sheet. So a little bit behind the scenes, and I'm going to create a report. I'm going to put in my name right now. So I know, honey, it's raining. Sonny's my newest boy. He's a Maine Coon mix.
Oh, beautiful.
He is a beautiful boy.
Oh,
I
you
li-
can hear me?
What?
This is Stephanie, my dear wife. She's
Hi,
having a
Stephanie.
lot of fun.
Hi. Where are you located?
I'm in now Woodstock, Georgia, which is about 30 miles northeast of Atlanta. I did live until last April for 7 years at my parents' in the North Georgia mountains. They have 41 acres up there, and I was their caretaker for 7 years. Dad died in October of 2021, and Mom died last May.
Oh, I apologize.
So,
That is going to be a beautiful area, though.
oh, it is. What the hell? Correct. I put a Y instead of probably wrong. Okay, so you can see that I corrected it here, but
Yeah.
when you're being, there is a list for you for any suggestions. Now, WikiTree and WikiTree Plus that Alice generates the suggestions from are two different databases. WikiTree's database is in New York. Alice's database is in Slovenia.
Oh.
So in the WikiTree ID. Well, at least I'm getting better at the pace. Okay, so you did 34 in a month, and this is what you did. Now, the suggestion reports update every Tuesday. So if it's still on a report after you know you've worked on them, it means it wasn't corrected correctly.
Yeah.
And this one I think is the here's another one that's added now confirms the unique name not corrected. Okay, so let's and you worked on that on February 22nd. Let's open that profile.
Oh, yeah.
Now you can see where you worked on stuff on the changes tab of your profiles.
Okay.
And you edited this, which wasn't what, this won't have the suggestions on it. That report I just showed you did, or would. Kara Chami, who named these people?
That's a funny name, right? Everybody
Who
called her Kara. I don't even think most people knew her name was Kara Chimia, but there's some references that has that on record.
Okay. And it still has it because you didn't change anything with fixed or false. I think you changed it here, but not here. So on this one, I open the suggestion every time so I can copy the name. I can see if it's a warning. There are three types of suggestions: warnings, hints, or errors, and you'll get a page that explains all that. But I try to put as much information into the profile. If I can find it again. Okay, we worked on Marion. Here she is. Okay. So do my data doctor again. Oops. I try to control V and it won't work.
Is this my grandma?
That is your dad's grandma.
Your great grandma.
Yes.
Okay, so, and we'll work on those. Okay, I see one thing here. This has to be directly under the sources,
Okay.
or that'll create another. And what we did before was name your web addresses. Let's do this. I'm learning the workarounds so I can family search through. My F doesn't work. Or my F won't work.
I get it. I get it. One time I spilled the juice on my son's keyboard and he was so mad.
I'm sure that messed it up a little bit. And you can always go back and fix it, but this at least I'm going to try hitting it a few more times or find an F.
Copy and paste the letter F.
Yeah, this is extremely okay. And then down here, correct name. You know why I'm copy, right?
Yes.
Correct first name. And it's a false suggestion because the name is correct. And this was first name correct.
Until now, I didn't know what the word false was on there for. So now I get how useful it is.
Okay, so I said there's a report that we give data doctors. And I am jumping around a little bit, but that's okay. You're still getting that same information. The things that we have you do is review the mission, the code of conduct, and this one is pretty important. Like I was showing you, when you work on profiles that you don't manage, you identify yourself as a data doctor, put in the suggestion number and name, and then what you did to fix it. And then on the suggestions report, all you put in is what you did to fix it and then mark fixed or false from the profile you're working on. So back to this, first steps, we'll have you, and I went through this a second ago. There are a lot of videos. If there's this little play button, they have videos on those suggestion reports. So the suggestions guidelines, you definitely want to read because it shows you what the suggestions are and everything that, where you can find them, what the columns mean.
Yes, I'll definitely look at those videos when I get the
And I'll
chance.
send you those instructions too. I just wanted to clean up some of your profiles so you know what to do. I would strongly recommend the Profile Improvement Project Voyage and taking a couple of these and going through them. But that's kind of what we're doing now. So I'm more than happy to set up another Zoom meeting where we can concentrate on that if you'd like.
Oh yeah, maybe maybe next Friday or something.
Okay, so here's Jean Frizzle. Okay, I'm on her profile, her memorial. Where do I get the source?
Um, that view source. So that view source is
and it rolls to the bottom of the page where it is.
Yes.
Copy, and then this was for Jean.
Yes.
Oh, it's really raining. Okay. Oh, I like that line. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's my mom. She's great.
Okay, and I'm going to use the C and paste. Michigan.
Michigan, yes.
I could show you how to do all of this a lot quicker and easier, but sometimes it's better to learn how to do it manually and then go back and redo it later on. And like I said, I'm more than happy to go through a Zoom if you want me to again, and we can do that. Adding sources, formatting.
Well, yeah, I sure appreciate you spending this time with me, but it's going to take me a little bit of time to learn how to do all the things you already showed.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And that's why, I knew that it would take you some time to get through. You have the right intentions. You are putting in sources for one. This is just kind of tweaking to the guidelines. And to be a data doctor, there are easy suggestions you can help with. And it also helps with your profile improvement as a data doctor. So, I've just gone through a few of yours and showed you how to work on those. Okay, and then this one we can take out because that's the one I just did. When you use the ref tags, it's called an inline citation,
Yes.
and that creates a footnote in the sources.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the one, and you can jump to it or jump back to it, especially with long profiles. I showed you Benji that I didn't have much information on. I was given photographs. I got Civil War records from the National Archives in 1985 BC before computers. So I had all this paper, and I still have that genealogy box. But here's one where I had so much information that I divided him into sections. I have a lot of research notes. This is my two times great grandfather. He died on my birth date, so I always thought he was my guardian angel.
Oh, yeah.
Even though he's registered in the Confederate States Army roster of officers as second lieutenant. So you see, I have some on this side, but I also have some that are not. So this is another one that was from my photo album. I also turned out the Mason Lodge in Serbia, West Virginia, buried him, and I figured it sounded like he was a grand master for that lodge. And I didn't know that, but there are pictures I posted. I have the actual telegram sent to his son-in-law the day after he died. This was the battlefield he was in. If you ever copy something directly, indent it and italicize the type. And this was his actual handwriting from his affidavit.
Oh, amazing.
And then his daughter, he had a son who died by falling in a bucket of hot water before he was 4. and then daughter dying of croup. Couple months, Nancy Ellis was the first who lived to adulthood, and she wrote letters and poems, and we have those all transcribed through family members. So I did put some information, because the colloquialism, the day, talking about the day he died and the language he used for 1910 Central West Virginia was just rather amazing. But that line, he finished up his last day's work, it stepped from time into eternity. That gets me every time. But that's, so there's a lot you can do. And you don't have to do it all or all at once. So I'm just letting you know that. So, this is a setting, either in settings or from one of the WikiTree apps. And we'll get to that in a minute. But you're my 15th cousin once removed.
Oh, hey, cousin.
Hey, cuz, how's it going? Okay. So we can work on those further if you'd like. We've gone over most of your profiles, and it's pretty much the same of each. You have a good one thing you don't do, this is better put in as a memory.
Yes.
Because you're not supposed to mention your relationship to the person in the profile or as a
Yes,
source.
I can change that. I've been learning about that this morning, and I still have a bunch of stuff to work on in my all lined up in my memory here
And you'll have this
in my
video
head.
too, which helps. So it looks like you use this as a source. Wait a minute. That was the marriage record. And where is her name? Who did she marry? Southwell, Bertha. Bertha Busk. What a name. I'm trying to get to the actual record, find out where she is.
That's wait.
You can copy the citation from here, but I want to go to her actual tree, if I can find it. Ancestry. Here. Trees aren't, oh, that is her tree. Okay, so here she is. You always want to go to the person, not the tree,
Yes.
because they attach sources, although not all sources are attached. So you can use this as a see also family search profile for her if you have F keys working. And then it has the 10 sources here. So there is a marriage. Here we go. You go to the actual record, and you can always copy in, use the URL. So here's the image. And you can always use the URL for the image within the text, like I did for like this has a marriage, this goes to their actual register entry in the
Yep,
image
yep.
where this goes to his actual profile. So they're both set up differently, but you can use the same information. And you always want to cite the source. That's the one we use. That's not her marriage record. We used him. There. So you can copy the citation. Bertha, where are you? Where's Bertha? At least my H key still works. I'm going to start with that so I don't lose my. And I'm going to use that, put in his name. Are you in Michigan?
No, I live in Dallas, Texas now. I
Oh,
grew up
that's
in
right.
Michigan.
You
Yeah, I
grew
grew
up in
up
Michigan.
there.
I lived in Milford for 3 years.
Milford, Michigan?
Yeah.
I lived in Jonesville. I'm not sure where Milford is, but I could look it up.
It's about 50 miles northwest of Ann Arbor.
Oh, up north more. I'm like directly south of there. Jonesville's right down by the in Ohio border.
Oh, okay. Further south, yeah.
But
Somehow
my
that didn't get right, so I'm fixing it. There isn't anything in WikiTree that you can't. Oh, that's why. Duh. Paste. There we go. Okay. So you see how it builds just by virtue of adding.
Yep, I'm gonna try to learn how to do all these things.
Oh,
Make my profile better.
absolutely. And you can use the ones I'm showing you. I'll send you links to everything we're doing here too. So, all right, let's go back to. Did you have any other questions you want to go over on any of your profiles?
Specific. There was a one person, uh, my mother's great grandmother or whatever, and she um is linked to her father, but somebody else was the profile manager of her father, and they had. Okay, so it's Nancy Bishop, and she's my ancestor.
Okay,
And the
Nancy
other,
Bishop is paternal or maternal?
It's like that Charles Buskey's, no, it's the Charles Southwell,
Oh,
his
that's okay.
grandmother. Yes, his grandmother, I think, um,
What's her name?
maybe that Edward's grandmother, Nancy Bishop.
Okay, so I'm going to your,
If you just look at that guy's tree, you'll see her up there. Uh,
don't have it there. Okay, so Charles, was it of Asa or Ella?
It's Asa's mother or grandmother, I think.
Asa. Uh, okay, her parents aren't listed, so it might be the other one.
You know, look at Edward. There she goes, right there. Okay, so it says the other person had a different Nancy Bishop, and it made them sisters. They're not sisters; they're the same person, but I can't get that. Uh, the other profile manager doesn't agree with me on who these people are. So I'm and
Oh, okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do.
but I don't want to. Um,
Well, the thing is, it's a collaborative site. If she don't
yeah.
want to play nice, she needs to get out of the sandbox.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Um,
But
okay.
she said it's not the same person, and I thought it was, and
All right,
I
wait.
guess I don't have a
We'll
good.
very easily. Okay. All right, we know that she's unmatched. We'll work on this some other time, but let's compare them. Okay, they were both Ezra. Okay, there's a different mother.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a difficult one.
Wife of born. They're not sisters. I'll look into this a little more, but I don't, I think they are different people.
They could be. I
Yeah, because this is Nancy Anna.
I thought that Nancy married my ancestor, and then when he died, she married the other guy and made her a Perkins. But that's I
1804.
don't
Okay,
have enough
wait.
evidence to claim that that's true. She
They,
was married to Joseph, and then he died.
1780, daughter of Ezra Jerusha Lord, different mother. Sister, 1804, so she would have been 24. Oh, we'll look at that. We'll look at that, but we'll leave it as is for right now. I don't want to overload you.
Yeah, too late.
Sorry. Okay.
No, that's good. It's good. I'm gonna
So
learn this stuff gradually, though.
we've gone through, and I think you can start really well with revising profiles. Ask me questions. You've got this information to go by, and I'll help you with anything I can. I promise. So as far as joining Data Doctor, locations are good. I don't see how you can be comfortable working from year zero to present, but you can't work on WikiTree pre 1500 or pre 1700 unless you are certified to do so.
Yeah, I have to study more before. I'm not.
Uh, I just wanted to make you laugh. That's all. Okay.
That's good.
So, all right. As far as apps, I'll send you the link of pages. The ones that are good are Root Search, which you should be on your profile. If not, do you use the Chrome browser?
Yes.
Okay. So all of these are available on the Chrome browser. And I do send you let me go to your bookmark. Okay, and Russ, you are here. So I've started working on this for you too. So, okay, so read through the WikiTree apps. The ones I would recommend for you are Root Search, that should be on the right side of any profile. AGC, if you've done any GEDCOM loads, if you have the AGC, and I'm going to go into this one. It looks like you're doing this from scratch, right? Not from a GEDCOM load.
No, I'm doing it from scratch. Yeah.
Okay. There's a quicker way to do it with WikiTree Plus. So if you have is that a record or is that yeah, that's a record. And I am taking a little time to do this because I know I'm just trying to get to his person. So from his person, here's what WikiTree X will do. So if you have this person, I'm going to get his profile ID. I'll go to his profile. And what I can do is click on the WikiTree X application, and I want to update the existing file. Means I have to paste it, not Control V. And we're updating his profile. So it sets up all the information that's already in the profile. Charles, Harlow, all of those are correct. This looks like a more exact birth date. That might be his birthplace. We have a year, but we don't have all that other information, which you could put in. So I won't mark those certain he is male. So these facts are sources in his family search profile.
Yes, yes.
And it will add those facts like this. So we want to
Oh,
take
nice.
passed away and put that at the end because that is when he died. And okay, it has that family tree, which is his profile. So what I normally do is to get it in the right format, I'll take that, put in the beginning bracket, have to copy and paste. And then I'll take that space, family tree. Actually, it's family search. So I'll take this, take out everything but the family search. Now, I'll leave the entry. Normally I change that to profile, but I can't right now. So I'll just do that. Okay, so this sets up that sets up this link, right? And put in the C also. Ancestry, I'll leave that. You can work on that later. But so we have that. All right. So I'm inputting the data. I'm not changing anything. I'll save the changes. So when we go to the profile, we have those facts.
Nice.
Then we can go to the sources because we know those are all there. It doesn't bring in birth records, marriage records, or death records. So we do have a birth record, birth and christenings, same year. So I'll go to the record. I'll copy the citation. Was born on October 1885 to parents. I saw them. Yeah. I want to paste what I have here. So no F. Parents. Okay, I wanted to get the reference in because I didn't want to lose the copy. So two parents, which are over here. If my keys will work, copy. Okay, so we have that reference. We started with his birth. We could take the 1900 census that was there. Okay, I did add him, but I want to go to, here he is. Okay, so we have the 1900 census here. So I'll copy that citation since we have it. That's for Asa. It's for Charles. Okay, good. So we have that fact. Are you following me? Is this okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
With
So
the citation.
the first thing we'll put in is the citation. Add a little text so we can make room. Okay, so we have that fact in Parma Township. Okay, so we want to go back to the source. Here we go. And always look at the image because it can give some interesting information like age, occupation, etc. And he was probably a 15 at the time, 1900. Southwell, Asa, Charles, son,
There.
14. Okay, it was 14 then. Charles H. Southwell says it's 15. Make it bigger. Asa, Charles H. son, male. Oh, this is actually a 5. So when it was, so he would have been 14. The census was taken before his birthday, but I think it was mistranscribed as 15 instead of 14. So it has 14-year-old. Okay. So he was 14 years old at the time. Got that?
Yes.
Okay. No, I have no V.
I know.
Residing with his family. No F. Residing in Michigan. Okay. With his family. Colon. Okay, we have the reference there. Now let me show you what you can do from the census record. Do you have a spreadsheet program on your computer?
Uh, I use Google Sheets or something like that.
Okay.
What?
Normally, I use Excel normally, but you can save, click the save button, copy the full record, and go to Google Sheets. I just want to. Normally, I would do this offline. And then I want to paste. And it puts everything from the census into the spreadsheet. So
Wonderful.
here's his father, here's his mother, here's his sister, and his information is up here. So we're going to just copy it below and self, no F. Okay, took enough hits. He's male, he's 14. They were all born in Michigan, so you really don't need that part. Okay, and then I'm going to copy this. And I'll give you this link too. There's a program called Magnum, tabs to wiki, tabs to wiki. Okay, come on, it's not doing it for me. Zoom bar is in the way. Let me try that again. And it comes up with this. Would you stop doing it? Tab to wiki. Let's go to Magnus Tools because that's where it is. There we go. Okay. So you get this box and you can paste your table into it.
Yes.
Take off sortable table and press do it. And go back to Charles. Paste. And this is where you can use your line, the button.
Yep.
And there you got a table.
Aha, that's where those come from.
There are other ways to do that, but let's learn the manual quickie way, what we're doing now. And see how I centered this. I'm just going to get the code here. And replace it here.
Oh, wonderful.
Rinse and repeat. You know, that instruction for rinse and repeat.
Yes,
So then
that's wonderful.
he also had some sources for where'd he go? Where'd he go? So we know it has all the census records. You don't have to use them all. But it did have some other things like his obituary, his draft registration would be a good one. But others are here in the marriage. So you see how you can take a sentence from a source, create the narrative, add the source, and go from there.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Okay. So that is WikiTree X. And that is one I would suggest you add to. There are others that create biographies, that create sources. I don't like the way these sources come up. Sometimes they create suggestions, which isn't good. You can play with any of them and see how they work. But this would probably be AGC if you use JEDCOMS, and WikiTree B also creates biographies in the tables. So you can play around with some of these when you're comfortable with doing it the basic way. Okay.
Yep, I will.
Okay. And then you have a couple. Don't worry about challenges or thons. We don't recommend them at the beginning, and we will put you very much on a easy beginner path, which I would think you would agree with, right?
Oh, thank you.
I'm not cutting you down. You are
No, I
learning, and
understand.
you didn't know, you just joined WikiTree. I wish I had someone to help me through it at the beginning. Let me check on the other cat. Hang on. Come on, sweetheart. It's a good girl. Oh, Sonny Boy was scratching at the door because Sassy was on the railing and wanted to come in, and it was pouring rain. So he's there scratching to let me know she's out there. Poor thing.
Oh,
That's why I did get them in because it was going to rain. They ate and went back out. So they're both in now and comfortable. They've got their licky treat and they're happy. Okay, so
Yay.
any questions on, I'm sure tons, but any questions on what we've covered so far?
I think I'm gonna have to rewatch this video and practice it while I go through it.
Okay, that, and if you want to set a time, I can also give you the keyboard, show your screen so you can work on it, and I can talk you through it at another time if you'd like.
Oh,
Okay, so you still want to be a data doctor?
I do, but I feel as if I'm a little bit of amateur here.
It's okay, because I'll show you, okay? I give you all the instructions. I'm not giving you a badge and leaving you on your own. I'm your mentor for as long as you need one, and I'm
Oh, that
willing
helps.
to work through any of them with you. I know you're laughing with your wife. That's cool. Okay,
Well, thank
so
you.
what we do is this will be your starting point. And if you really want to be a data doctor, let's see.
The cool name. Oh,
Do you enjoy that?
Yes, I love that video.
Okay, so back to the project page.
And you made Stephanie laugh. That's good. That helps me.
It
'Cause she's
always helps when your partner laughs. Okay, some things you should never work on. You probably will be working on your own profiles for a while and taking care of those, and that's a good exercise too. If you ever see any of these images on any profile
uh-huh.
or in the edit screen, see at the very top of the page, anything starting with image file equals, do not work on them.
Okay, because those are somebody's project, huh?
They're working on the trails within the project to learn those resources in that area. And also project protected. That really isn't a concern now, because when you go to a suggestion list, and what we'll have you start with, you can look through. These are all easy suggestions, and it has the different groups, but the instructions and everything are on these pages. You won't find many of these because they're pretty much gone. If there's a future birth date, most people know it's a typo and fix it immediately before it becomes a suggestion. And you had some of these, like a separator in a prefix, or a separator in a preferred name, or separator. You had a one in the nickname.
Yeah, it had a period in the nickname.
Okay, so
Yeah.
separator and nicknames, 751 might be a good one. You had a lot of unusual names, which aren't necessarily easy, but you could. And the most recent suggestion report is always latest report in the green navigation data doctors box.
Uh-huh.
So if I go there and I try to do a control find 751, but I can't do that because, okay, there's unique names. Oh, I have to go down. Okay, So we had a prefix in a middle nickname or separator and nickname, but not to include periods. So what you want to do is pick a time frame, usually more recent. So, or where you have relatives. So let's try 1900s. And there's only 50 of them. So if you started working on some of these, work on ones that have not been fixed in the past. But this would be separators and nickname, the same sort of thing. The info column shows what's creating the suggestion. In this case, it has a quote mark. So they probably put quotes before and after. I'm just going to open this one. Some are worse. Yeah, this isn't a very good one, but here, a separator and a nickname, Bessie. So what I would do, nicknames will put it in correctly, but I would take this out. And I am a data doctor, so it is, I want to go to the question. No, I'm not doing categorization. Click here to get the suggestion page, which does give some instructions. It's an error. And if you're correcting the suggestions on the profiles you manage, you do not need to put in the data doctor, this first part, just what you did too. We don't like to use the words removed or replaced, corrected punctuation. And that's, I'll do a full save, but I want to come down here and corrected. Now, since this goes to the WikiTree Plus report, it's a different database. So I do want to put in removed, but I don't have a V. Remove, corrected punctuation. And I also did that one. Corrected it, even is enough, fixed. And I want to do a full save here. Okay. So now it shows, because the field automatically adds the quotes in the nickname, you don't need to put the quotes in. So we fixed that one. So they're pretty easy. This looks like it's Russian. May not be as easy, but if you come across foreign language, you can always may not in this report, but if you're on a WikiTree page, and I'm going to go to his page, just because it is
Interesting.
I don't want to go to plus. Okay. So you get the idea. There are some that are easy. So you could do what I just did, go to one, fix it, put it in, send me the link, ask me to check it. Or say, I want to work on these, and what do you suggest? Can we set a time to go through a few of them? So whatever you need to succeed, that's what we're going to do. Okay.
Well, that's great.
Okay. And did you say following the tag? Did you say ask how to follow the tag?
Maybe. I have 3 or 4 tags I'm following.
Okay, I can go to your profile. Okay, this is the wrong tag.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
It's
don't know.
the tag with the underscore. So if you want to go ahead and fix that right now, that's what you do is click on your following, go to your profile, click on the data doctor tag, and we'll change it.
Following data doctor and
Click on the following, not the data doctor, I'm sorry.
okay, it's the number 1 there, added February 23rd.
Okay, and yes. So go down to that tag and delete the tag.
Delete.
Yes.
Go to the data
Got
doctor's
it.
tag, delete tag. Okay, go ahead and reload the page or refresh your screen.
All right. And then type it
Okay.
in correctly.
Go to add new tags and then just type in data space doctors.
No capital.
Both capitals. Data doctors, both data doctors.
Data doctors.
Okay. And you can put in for the comment, I am a member of the Data Doctor Project, Data Doctors Project.
And push enter new tag.
Pardon me?
Then you just click enter new tag there.
Or save it, yeah. Enter new tag, right. Click on that.
A single tag surname at a time.
Oh, I got some kind of. Where are you looking at?
Tell you what,
Confirm.
Okay, data doctors with a space in the middle didn't work. Somehow.
put an underscore. Data. It's like the dash key, but hold shift dash key and you'll make an underscore.
I think it might be something wrong with my Google Chrome talking back to me here.
Okay, watch my screen. So I go to my following.
Uh-huh.
And here's my data doctors.
Yeah, I see the underscore and all that.
Okay, you got that. And then add the comment. So if I was adding a new tag, I would data underscore doctors. And then no, I have no F. I remember data doctors. Member of the Data Doctors Project. And then enter new tag.
Oh, it worked.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, you're not done yet. You are not quite done yet. Let me make sure that's okay. You got that. So now you appear good.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So without further ado, you are Fussell. I don't have an F. That has been driving me nuts.
Rizzo. Rizzo.
Hang on. I can go here.
Her last name is Julian.
Yeah.
Okay, and I should go to your profile. There you go.
Oh my goodness. Look at
Okay.
that. Yep, I see it. Oh, thank you so much.
Okay. So you look through the apps. I'm around all weekend. I have a 10-hour greeter shift, so I'm on the computer all day tomorrow. If you have any questions, just email me, and I'll be sending emails from my Gmail account. So these other things, whatever you want to do, if you just want to work on your profiles, that's still a contribution. So don't worry about what you have to do. Just I'll send you the video. I'll send you a few more instructional emails and join you to the Data Doctor Google group. So
Wow.
you're not
This is
alone
very exciting.
and you're new. I understand that. So I hope this helps you overall.
Wow, it sure will.
Okay.
I'm gonna start making good profiles on here now.
Well, you were doing a lot more than a lot of people do in the beginning. So I commend you for that. So I'm just a email away. You're welcome to call. I can send you my phone number, and whenever you have a question, just let me know, and we'll get you up and running real quick.
Wow, that's great. I'm gonna,
Okay. So any
I'll be
questions before
working
we
on
go?
this.
Okay. Have a great day, both of you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
You have a great day also.
Okay. Have a good one. Bye-bye.